morning, FlossTube. It's Chrissy, finally a farm girl. It is Sunday, July 10th. This is FlossTube episode, what is it? 52. This is my channel about cross stitch, and every now and then I throw a little something in there, whether it's down memory lane or another fiber art. But today it is 100% about cross stitch. It is going to be the announcement of my 7,000 subscriber giveaway. I did not forget. Last week I had a, last week's FlossTube, I did a split screen FlossTube with Stitchy Linda of Instagram, and we shared our July plans and sales that we have going on, and it is just such a joy to always read your comments when we're together. And I also wanted to take 2 seconds, since this is more of my normal FlossTube, and just say thank you to all of the new subscribers and welcome back to all my friends. I wanted to take 2 seconds and just catch you up on my week. That's usually what I try to do. And as far as the week went, for the most part, everything was really, I would say, very blessed. Philip and I went and swam with my daughter and my 2 grandkids, Matthew and Aria, and my dad, up at the pool at the manor where we live. It's a beautiful pool. It's got a fountain. The view is just, it's just very calming. And you'll notice I'm not wearing makeup today. I did get a little sun, and I would like to go back out and walk today. So if I wear makeup when I go out and walk, it tends to get in my eyes and it burns, and the sun. So you're getting to see me quite au naturel today. Anyway, so we swam at the pool, and Philip did great. Philip, if you're new, is my 22-year-old son, and he does have special needs, and he does have a seizure disorder. So, you know, sometimes the pool and the overexertiveness, because you're constantly in movement, can be a little rough, but it is his absolute favorite place to be because he's free and he can walk. He has a balance disability that is part of his neurological disability. So, you know, there's many days that he travels via a wheelchair, and then at home he does walk, but he walks with 100% support from me. So it's just one of those things that the pool is just so awesome for him, and we had a great time. So I will share maybe a couple pictures at the end of this video of our time at the pool. And I was so glad my dad, who got to come up for a little bit, who lives in our community, it's wonderful to see him with his great-grandchildren, and I just love that. So we did that one day. Let's see, my youngest dog, well, I shouldn't say that, Ginger right here, yes, you're the youngest, yes. She looks so much like Teresa Kogut's dog. If you look at Teresa Kogut's dog on her Instagram page where she shares them, they look so much alike, it's not even funny. But anyways, our Great Pyrenees was our farm dog. We had a farm for 4 years called Seventh Heaven Farm, in case you're new here, and she was our farm dog, and she did an amazing job. Now, we had gotten her, and she has like she cannot see out of her one eye, so it's all blurred over. But it was just the actual breeder we had gotten turkeys from. I guess I went down a little rabbit hole with y'all, but we went and kind of rescued turkeys from him, or rehomed and took his turkeys in. And when we were there, we saw the puppies, and we got home, and he messaged us and said, hey, if y'all are in need of a farm dog, I have one that I can't breed. She's super sweet, and that is how Ophelia came to our family. So when we had our farm vet come out, she said that to not have Ophelia what's her name, spayed or until she was over 3 to help with preventative measures for cancer in these larger breeds. So anyways, that's a long story to get to the point that on another day during the week we had her spayed, and we've been watching over her, and she's doing really great. So that is the last of our animals that needed to be fixed, and that just feels good. So that is all done. I did, as far as stitching goes, I did a lot of model stitching for Twin Peak Primitives. Just in case you're new, I have been a model stitcher for Twin Peak Primitives. I am going to say for going on almost 5 years. We were at the farm for 4 years, and it was not long after that that I found Twin Peak Primitives, bought my first pattern, and over the years became friends, and then ultimately modeled stitched for them. So over the last few years, I have model stitched some pieces for the Needlework Expo when the craziness of 2020 came into play. One second here. We are down to the point where Needlework Expo, I believe, is the weekend or days of, the weekend of August 27th, the end of August. So at this point, even though my July plans that I shared with Linda are to get some Christmas stitching in, and I know what I would want to stitch on, the priority is the model stitch. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And we were able to, the twins reached out, and they went ahead and shared the first sneak peek of Founding America. And I will insert a picture for you right here of the sneak peek so you can see. And I won't give any other information, but now you know to look for it at Expo. You also know that you can contact your local needle shops. All you have to do for Expo is reach out to your local needle shop, whoever you use, and tell them that you're interested in that pattern coming out by that designer during Expo, so that you can be sure to get the things that you want. So anyways, like I said, you know, it is obviously you can tell it's a patriotic stitch. It is historic in nature, and that is near and dear to my heart. So I have loved every bit of this journey, and I believe that by the end of the week, I will be at least talking to the framer and picking out the frame so that I know what's available and what is going to look best with it, and potentially go ahead and place the order. I do not think I will be finished by Friday, but I have in my mind my soft deadline and my hard deadline. So I have my goals, and I had a goal for this weekend, and I'm probably 85% there, but I still have today, and we'll just see. Yesterday, I would have stitched a lot more on it. However, my Instagram account got hacked. Let me tell you something. That was painful to not only go through, but to figure out how to undo it. And it was really got started with something so simple, because I had an Instagram friend who I know, who I've talked about, messaged me, and my guess is that that account had been hacked. She was asking for help, and I was in the middle of model stitching, and I was a little concerned, but I asked my husband to take a peek. He looked some things up. Again, I knew this person, so I took the next step to help her. And when I did that, I immediately lost basically control over my Instagram account. And within seconds, you know, thankfully many of my friends, many of my stitchy friends have my cell number, and I could immediately hear from them, including my own family, that there was somebody who had put something on my story about Bitcoins. If you know me on Instagram, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know that is not what I would put on my Instagram anywhere. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't share it. That's not me. It happened to Georgia Stitcher. It happened to several Stitchers in our community. And, you know, I usually do not go down a negative path. I don't think it brings much out. But I will say that working with Instagram in order to get it fixed was really hard. There is nobody that you can quickly get in touch with. And thankfully, and I give those a huge thank you, many of you contacted Instagram and reported that my account had been hacked, which generated an email from them, which allowed us to go through the very long and tedious journey to get the account secure and back in my name, finally a farm girl. Now, I have had my Instagram account for 7 years. I have 18,000 followers, and I have always shared and have always thought of it as a place that my kids could go back to in time, that they would be able to go back and they would see my stitching journey, and they would see the farm, and they would see my mom and my grandma and family and events that we had, and that would be a legacy. Do I use it for my, my patterns when I sell? Of course, it's part of me. But it felt like the biggest violation to have somebody within seconds do that. And then when we were given this fix, which was a video fix, literally they suggest that you get this thing, and then they take a video of your face to say if you have selfies on your account, which I did, and I had just shared one from a sloth marathon. I just did a 5K during the week, so I had taken a really not a very good attractive picture of myself after it, and I knew I had a very recent one. So when I came out from putting Phil to bed, and my husband said, "Quick, look in here, look in my phone, and I'll take a picture of your face, and they're going to give it back to you when they confirm that it's you." And I was like, okay. And so we went through all the things, and you turn to the right and you turn to the left, and it captures these, and then it told me it wasn't me. So I wanted to tell Instagram, hey, Instagram, yeah, I've had it for 7 years, but I'm also turning 55. My hair has gone from platinum blonde to all gray, and I'm not going to look like every picture. So I looked at my husband, and I'm like, oh, great. I said, let me try it myself. Let me try it, me holding it, and take it the way I would take a selfie. And that worked. And 15 minutes later, I had the account back. I went to share my first post that said I was back and saying thank you. I was very thankful to Linda, Stitchy Linda, who shared immediately an announcement that it had been hacked. Don't trust anything. Becca, Sambry Stitches, Twin Peak Primitives, they all shared things to help get the word out. But it was interesting because 15 minutes later I went to put a post out, and it looked different when you get ready to put your hashtags in and all that. And there were all these, this hacker had even linked my account to all of several other accounts as almost like a back road back in. And so we immediately took care of all those links as well. So that was another part of my week, another part of my day yesterday that, sucked up massive amounts of what should have been an enjoyable Saturday afternoon with my family, as well as stitching. And I think that that's one of the things that, social media can do good or it can do bad. It's always been my opinion that we can make out of it what we want. And I've always tried to use it to do something positive, share my family on Facebook, share, things that I've gone and done and want to remember, and on FlossTube and Instagram as well. So, I am so glad that it's back, and I'm here to tell you that every morning I check who's followed, and I know I will never go down that road again, no matter how much I know somebody. If I think that this is not right. If I think that it's something that unfortunately people are going to have to figure out for themselves, because I'm not a huge techie person. And if my husband had not been here, and if he had not had both of us being patient together, you know, I'm not sure how I would have gotten it back. I really am not. And I think it's, you know, incredibly, I just think it's incredibly selfish that somebody thought that, you know, this is what you need to do with your time to gain something for themselves. But again, there's ways around it, and it is part of what our world has. It's not a pretty part, but it is something that, you know, again, I can make a choice. I can either take precautions, and which I did, and I can tell you and share and move on, because, you know, there's too much other things out there in Instagram that are awesome. So let's move on. Let's see. I think I got most things covered in my week. And after that, there was one other thing, and that is, you will notice that I have a new to me couch. Even though the couch that I absolutely loved, my red gingham, you could not see that over the last 5 years there was quite a bit of wear and tear. And it also is where I stitch. And I mean, it was time. It was really time to replace it. And we have 2 blue recliners, and I saw this, and I still thought that I could keep the red, white, and blue. This is kind of like a little bit of patriotic. It's my farmy area. And so I got to do a little moving of some of the pictures or add some in. And I've gained more room, more wall space, so that's cool. So anyways, all right, we are 17 minutes in, and I'm sorry, but I did want to take time to talk about Instagram and being hacked. And, you know, I was really starting to get excited because, like I said, I'm at 18,000 subscribers or followers on Instagram. When I hit 20,000, I want to incorporate a giveaway that includes you. Another big one. And so it's just one of those things that when I thought I might have lost it, you know, it just, it was just kind of heartbreaking there for a minute. But I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's done. And I know others feel the same way. So let's go ahead and let's take care of announcing the 7,000 YouTube FlossTube subscriber giveaway that I have going. And the winner of that is Barbara Chase. Barbara said, the keyword was strength. Barbara said, so glad you and your family are recovering and getting your strength back. Congratulations on your new milestone. Looking forward to your FlossTube with Linda. So many options for Christmas in July. It will be interesting to see yours. So if you are Barbara Chase, congratulations. All you need to do is email me at finallyafarmgirl@gmail.com. and let me know, and I will go ahead and pack up your box and get it in the mail to you. I have another giveaway for this week, which is going to be fun again. But, you know, congratulations, Barbara. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. Always check and make sure that you are, because when we do the random generator, it is something that we look for. But that was a nice, she's got a nice big package coming her way. And I have to admit that so many people commented on using the word strength, and I loved it. It ended up being, I think, the perfect word at this time of the year, because so many of you had wonderful and amazing things to say. So I'm glad that part is finished for us, and we can move on. And either I'm going to hit 20 on Instagram at some point, or I would say the next big one that we do will be, I'm going to say at 10,000 would be great. That would be really, really great. Okay, so let's move on. Who did I watch? And I'm sorry, if you are new here, normally I would be showing stitching and projects by now. but since I am doing the model stitch, it's taken up. So I thought I would do something a little bit fun after I go through my normal, and I've got a whole big box right there with for Christmas in July, and go through a little bit of a pattern parade. It's not everything that I have, and I brought some of my fun finishes from last year. So hold tight, there will be stitching coming. Okay, who did I watch? I watched Mel, and that is Mel Stitches, or Stitching with Mel. I'll tag her, so everybody will be linked below. I watched a new one, Mama Bear Stitches, and I really enjoyed hers. Got a great idea for an Alice in Wonderland pattern that you get from, it's called Poppy. I just looked it up this morning, and it's really cute. And my daughter did, hold on one second here. My daughter did a Alice in Wonderland themed birthday party last year, and Creative Poppy, thank you, Creative Poppy, and they are selling this particular pattern. So anyways, she had a real cute floss tube, and I enjoyed that for the first time. I watched Becca of Sambry Stitches, and you know, I think it'd be great if we all just said a little prayer for her. I think that this, you know, this COVID that seems to be kind of circling its way back, and a lot of us stitchers have struggled with it from StitchCon and other summer retreats and things of that sort. You know, mine was not near the magnitude of what Becca's going through. It was not near what I've seen others go through. The Nightly Stitcher has it. I mean, so many stitchers and friends of ours are struggling with this. So let's just send out some good prayers to all of those stitchers that, you know, I've mentioned, and those that I'm not aware of, but you are, and help them get through this time, because it's certainly not fun. I watched Brenda and Laura yesterday, and it's always so good to see the two of them, and they had some really fun things to show, especially Laura had gotten some finishes back, and oh, if that didn't get you in the mood for some Christmas stitching, I don't know what would, because she had a lot of things, but man, she had one Christmas one, I believe it was a prairie schooler. It was so awesome. So awesome. Laura, so happy you got some of those back, because wow. I watched Welcome Stitchery, and I love watching Justine. I love watching the two interact. They're just fun. They're just absolutely fun. And I had a little announcement. She shared it on her FlossTube, but I'm excited to say, if you've watched before, hopefully y'all are stitching through this one. Just stitch and sip and listen. But literally, most of my Christmas, I believe all of them, my Christmas Finally a Farm Girl design finishes, FFOs, are up at my local needle shop, which is Brick City Cross Stitch. I had pulled back my other finishes so she could focus on her Christmas in July at the shop, and I thought, well, I reached out to Welcome Stitchery, and I knew she had an upcoming retreat at the end of July, like a 24 hours of cross stitch, and I thought, well, you know, she is the other shop that carries my hard copies of my patterns, so I asked her if she might want the FFOs for a small little trunk show, and it was so nice that she was excited and said yes, and I got those shipped out. So if you are in Minnesota, if Welcome Stitchery is your local needle shop, I'm excited to say that you will be able to see some of my finishes. And Miss Matilda took her first trip, besides, she has now been to Ohio for StitchCon, and now she's going up to Minnesota to Welcome Stitchery for another open house. Welcome Stitchery has an open house Thursday. Then in another week, I believe, or so, she has this 24 hours. So Matilda has left home, and I know that just sounds silly, but I just love that. I love that Matilda went with me to StitchCon, and now she's up in Minnesota. You go, girl. So I just think it's just so cute. So both of my Matildas, Matilda and Matilda Sews, are up there. So I just think it's great, and I just you know, a special thank you to Justine for welcoming Matilda into her shop, and my other designs that are there. Oh yeah, and Beulah went with. So I know I get carried away with these things, but these little characters, oh, they just become part of your heart. So anyways, let's see. That takes care of a little bit of the business part. I have Happy Mail, I have haul, I have things that I could not share when I was with Linda that I was just holding for, you know, my next FlossTube because it had a different purpose. So let me go ahead and let's look at some eye candy. Let's look at a few of my cross stitch ornaments and a couple of finishes from last year. So the first one I have is a Prairie Schooler. And these were their limited edition kits, and I don't have anything in front of me as if I were stitching it. So I can't tell you the year or anything like that, but these I got off eBay, and I got them as a, you know, as a kit as they were. So it came with the floss and everything, and I absolutely love these. So I have one more. I believe I have started it and put it away, but I would love to get the second one done this year so they can be together. But let me make sure you can see it. These are so cool. So fun to stitch. These little limited, you know, floss colors. And it's just so fun. So that was my first one. I'm excited to get the next one. Okay, I gotta find room to put these things. Okay, what I did was my ornaments last year, since I really just started making my own ornaments in smalls, was I just had this leftover little box, and I didn't want them in the attic, and I didn't want them anywhere, you know, where they could get hurt. So I saved this box, and I was able to fit in all my little smalls. So some, I will tell you, this one was a Brenda Gervais. I think it was Mary Minty Sal. This was a free one, and this actually my mom stitched. So some of you that have been with me a while, you're gonna remember. This was the beginning of my journey last year of starting to do my own little finishes by hand. And I just wanted to save mom stitching. It isn't the whole design, but I love it. And then on the back, I just did that. So I'll put them over here. So I just thought this was great. It's Christmas in July. I've got my little, it's like a gingerbread shirt, cocoa mug. The next one is I did one of the mini Prairie Schoolers. One weekend, I think Linda and I said something like, hey, let's just do one of those small Prairie Schoolers. Like the chart is this big. And this was the guy I did. It's got a little pear up there. And then I embroidered, I don't know if you can see that, I embroidered the date. Let's see if no light is there. I embroidered the date on that piece of wool, and then I just put it on here. And I put that little tag. So if I had done a little longer, I could have made him into a scissor fob. I love these little tiny things. They just get me every time. All right. I love, like many people do, Lizzie Kate's. I have a thing for being addicted with Lizzie Kate Christmases. So last year was my first time doing a Lizzie Kate pattern. It was also my first time doing a Prairie Schooler, which baffles me to no end. But this was one of my first ones. Got dog hairs. And what I did was I have a little primitive pre-lit tree that comes in the kitchen that kind of goes with cocoa bar and all that kind of stuff with Santas, and that's where I was putting all of my stitched ornaments. I just want to fill that tree. So cute. It's Coco. He's got his cookie, and at first, most of my that little guy is upside down. Most of my, I lost my train of thought. I could hear the cat in the other room. can't think of it now. I'll get back to you on that one. Okay, then I did, this was my first stitching with the housewives. Was this my first one or my second one? It's only part of a pattern, but I like doing that. I like being able to just pull a part of a pattern and make it work for me. And so I put a little eyelet trim down there, red gingham back. I had a couple of buttons. I forget what was in the bowl, but I didn't care for that. It was no big deal, but I wanted to end it and then put my own sweet treats in there. So they're so cute. So that was another one. And I don't, for the most part, I prefer not putting a hanger on mine, because then if I want to put them in my tray that I did, which I did, oh, hold on one second here. Last year I shared, but just in case you're new, if you've already seen, keep stitching. But I had taken this tray, and Linda and I did one for fall, and I wanted to do one for Christmas. And so I took this tray and I gave directions on how I finished it and how I got this done. You know, it's Mod Podge, it's red paint, it's black paint, and it's antiqued. And then what I have is my little pillows and things like that go in here and stand up. I still have in here from last year, this was a small that I did, which was a small miniature sampler, and I put my mom's name in it. So I did it in green so I could use it for Christmas and use it for fall, no matter what. So it fits in here, and I just kind of filled this up. I believe that the Brenda Gervais one was in here too, but anyways, it's just really cute to fill, and they're really fun to paint. I had such a good time with those trays. I wanted a tray for everything. So, okay, let's see here. This is one I did. That's another one. There was a Sal through Brick City Cross Stitch. Linda would totally remember the name of this designer. It was supposed to be in blue. I don't do a lot of, here I got a blue couch. I don't do a lot of blues at Christmas, so I changed it to green. I just did some cute stuff. So, okay, now this little one, I saw her on Etsy, and she was so cute with her little hutch behind her. Oh my gosh. I love her. So she just sits in my tree. It's all, my tree is all about like baking and Santa and Mrs. Claus, and just, I love that one. So this was on Etsy, and she's just so tiny. Okay, here's another one. Now this is, oh, and you know what? Laura got her finish back on this. Now look how tiny mine is. Well, in a different way. Like hers, Joy finished it into an ornament going this direction. I added a little bit over here, but this is a Lori Holt. Sorry, I'm covering my eyes, but it's a better lighting over here. This is a Lori Holt, just one of her little squares that she has. And it's just fun to just quickly get something done, and they're so adorable. I do think I'd like to add a bell. He was one of the last ones I did last year, and I think it would be really cute if I got myself a little bell and put it somewhere on there. But again, if you're looking for, you know, quick and cute and satisfying, Lori Holt's small ones are just perfect for that, just perfect. Okay, this is, what did I do here? Hold on a second, because a couple of them were gifts. This was a gift I got from Becca. Last year, Becca and I did a Christmas exchange, and that was so nice. And then we did the reveal live. And she knows I like mice and all of that jazz. So this was her finish. She does a great job at these hard finishes. I do more soft finishes. I guess I need to go to a class, but I've never felt super comfortable doing the hard finishes, but that was one. And then there was this one that she made me as well. Hope. And she knows I love sheep. So pretty, little sparkles. I did this years ago, like years ago. Now this is my attempt at a hard finish. So probably not the best, but not the worst. And I love him just the same. I love that little reindeer. So I'm not really sure why yeah, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. Okay, this is another Lizzie Kate I did last year. It is too late. Is it too late to be good? And I stitched this on Ada. This came as a kit on eBay, and she had the fabric, and I thought, well, I'm going to use it. And it was this pretty like mint green. And so I kept this in my car during Christmas, and I was able to, I remember my dad was looking at houses then. And so I was able to if I just even did a little bit. So I got a little bell up there. I've got some buttons and stuff in the back. And this was my first time using the sticky velvet that I got off Amazon. And I love this stuff. And you can tell literally, 6 months later, it's still hanging on strong. So these were some of my mom's charms, Christmas charms. So I put those on there. But again, love Lizzie Kate. Okay, this is, I did this a long time ago, Country Cottage Needleworks, I believe. And you can tell I wasn't so proficient. But like Annie, the proper stitcher, says, she'd rather have it finished than perfect. So, this is a long time ago, learning to do my seams. But I love it just the same. I remember, I think there were gingerbread stitched or something, and I had these little tiny gingerbread buttons, and I just used those instead. I keep finding like threads from being on the tree and fuzzes. Okay, this is another Lizzie Kate. Oh my gosh. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Loved this one. Love it. I had so much fun stitching him. And I wanted it to look like a package on the back, a Christmas present. So I used this. It is a wire bow. I simply folded it back here at the edge. So it would look like and it's stitched on like that. But anyways, so that is a Lizzie Kate. This one, I did this last year, and I remember I did my own color conversion because I thought that sleigh should be red. And instead of doing a bright red, I did a deep red, and even though I still love it, I learned I should have left the sled the color the designer had put it, which was this bright green, and I think I would have liked it better. I just always loved a good red sled or sleigh, and so even though I think it's adorable and I liked it, I just pulled from my own, used it, but unfortunately there's some really pretty like filigree in here on the sleigh, and you don't get the benefit of seeing that. So it is what it is, and it just still love it, but it's just those lessons learned. So okay, I did this several years ago. I can tell you it was in the Primitive Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and it is Santa's. It's his key to his Santa's workshop. The S is covered up. Hold on just 1 second. And I just used a piece of wool and snipped it. I put on a little button, and I have an antique key. And I always thought that was really cute. It was a quick stitch. It's a fun one that you can be done in, in less than a day. This was stitched by my daughter. I think it was from an old cross stitch magazine. And just finished into like a little bit of a beanbag finish. So, and this one as well. This was her first, I think, Christmas stitching. So both kind of finished with, I think I've got walnut shells in there. But anyways, cute country finishes, just simple. And the last one I have is this gingerbread house. And I put the date on the bottom for last Christmas. So I enjoyed stitching this. I gotta tell you, the pattern I am anxiously awaiting for from Expo is the Twin Peak Primitives put out a sneak peek of another pattern they're doing for Expo, and it is a gingerbread house. And I got a thing for gingerbread houses and Mrs. Claus being in my Christmas somehow in Santa, and I am so excited. I believe somebody commented, and it's something like there's 6 gingerbread, like gingerbread lane or so. Oh my gosh. I know I have my gingerbread grove, but that's gonna be a must-have for me for sure. So let me just kind of plop these in here. You got to see a little FFO parade, I should say. And let me go ahead and take a sip here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump in. I'm going to share with you my, oops, sorry about that. I want to share with you my haul that I got that I didn't get to share with you last week. I also wanted to make a quick announcement. And I'm at 42 minutes, so I hope that you guys are hanging in here with me. I had designed Matilda Scarecrow, or Scarecrow Matilda, sorry about that. I shared her with you on the FlossTube last week with Linda because I didn't want to wait. Now she is finished being stitched. This is Scarecrow Matilda. This is the fabric that's going to be with her, and she is going to be turned into a project bag. But I wanted to release her because I believe very strongly that, if I can and when I can, I would love to give back. We are, his hands and his feet, and I don't always have a lifestyle that I can go volunteer here and there and do those things because of, the situation I am with as a special needs mom. Having an Etsy shop, being able to design some things, has given me an opportunity to do some things that I've always thought about. And one of those was supporting a child and going back to school. So I had shared last week, I shared some pictures. I will insert them at the end again. And I would like to donate the first $300 of sales from Scarecrow Matilda to the Family Resource Center in Georgia, which I've mentioned before in the past, but for a child that's going through a really rough time right now, whether he's been separated from his parents, in foster care. There's just many uses for this Family Resource Center that I've shared the story on, and you can always go read the story of the house and follow the link. But basically, I would like to sell 50 to 60 patterns to get to that goal. And like I said, the first $300 I would donate to them. I've already contacted them through my sister and basically would like to take care of one of the harder children that are sometimes left a little bit to the end. It's always fun to help a kindergartner, but it's different for a high schooler. So I said yes to the fact that I would definitely, it's not a sponsor, it's our donation to this center who knows of a child in need, or a teenager in need, I should say. And I'm really proud of us. I'm really proud of us. I believe we're almost at 30 patterns sold. And I would like to hopefully by the end of this week, possibly be at our goal, so that I could quickly send a check up to the Family Resource Center in Georgia, Habersham County. And I talked about my school clothes shopping with my mom. Those are great memories for me. Great memories for me. We went to lunch. I had somebody even reach out and say, because I used to go school clothes shopping at the Pontiac Mall in Pontiac, Michigan at Hudson's. And she was like, I went to Hudson's. And I mean, these are precious times. And when we're kids, maybe we don't see it. But I know for a fact how awesome it was to be able to get that new lunchbox and get that new backpack and feel empowered and strengthened and wonderful and looked good for myself that first day of school. And I want that for a kid who's already got maybe something in his life that's hard, that they're struggling through. I want them to walk to school that day and forget about that and just feel good. So, like I said, Scarecrow Matilda is in Etsy, and we have, I think so far, maybe sold 26, maybe almost 30 patterns. Thank you. Thank you so much for helping me be, God's hands and feet in a different way. And I love that. So anyways, that's her. She's going to go become a fall project bag for me. I'm going to reach out to, she already said she would, but Tammy Blaylock, and she's going to create me a Matilda fall project bag. But I wanted to get that pattern out there because they go back to school August 5th. And so if I can finish up with the donation by like maybe the end of next week or a few days after that, I would love to get that our check in the mail so they can start shopping. And I'm really, this community is awesome. There might be some guys or women or hackers or however you want to say it, whoever they are, they might try to put us down, but it's not going to last for very long. So let's just, I just love being able to do good with our community, and you see it all the time. So thank you. That's really the best I can say is thank you, because you did it once for me for the Prevent Child Abuse, and I love that. Now, Scarecrow Matilda will stay in my shop even beyond reaching the goal of 300. She'll stay. But for right now, the first 300 in sales, it's going to go to a student, and I'm excited about that. Okay, haul. I was watching Stitching Granny of 17 on her FlossTube, and as you know, she had hosted me as her, or not hosted, but I was her Designer of July, featured designer on her FlossTube. And so there's giveaways and everything going on over at her shop of my patterns. And if you go and subscribe to her shop, there's also a special code. And right off the bat, right at the beginning of her FlossTubes, she shares what that code is, and I believe today's the last day. So it was a nice, a way to get my patterns on discount, and thank you to those who have went over there and watched Deborah. She's so talented, super sweet, and has just been, just so supportive in this journey of mine. But I watched her share. She's working on this project right now, Blizzard Buddies, a redwork, and I love hand embroidery. I have not done it in a while, and I just absolutely fell in love with these patterns. She is doing this, I believe, this table topper right here. And all I know is, I don't know what I'm making with it, but the ones that I love are, hold on one second here, in the back, if I show you from this quilt shop, I'll just show you a couple. Now, these don't do it any justice, but you've got to go see, this is the quilt shop. I think she's working maybe on the quilt shop right now. These are adorable, and I cannot wait. I think I'm going to use DMC 115, the variegated red. I just think that's going to be phenomenal. So anyways, I got this off Amazon, It's Annie's Quilting, and it is a called Blizzard Buddies. So you're gonna, once I'm done, I always treat myself after a big finish of model stitching, and I already know how I'm treating myself. There's a couple of ways, and I don't mean big things, big money. I just mean something I've been waiting to do, and I'll be ready. So that was one thing I got in the mail. The other thing I got was I had watched, I think it was a while ago that I watched Kyle, and I always call his last name Reikemer, but he did a kit parade of kits that were pre-put together off of eBay or whatever, and I really had never thought about taking a kit just to get it because it was older and out of print, or no longer available, and changing the fabric out. So that was mind-blowing, and I loved that episode, Kyle. And Kyle, you need to do a FlossTube, just saying. But I wanted to do, I love stockings. I've never done a stocking, and I thought, I found this on eBay. I didn't want one that was gonna take forever, but I wanted one to start. And so I found this kit, and I just loved how whimsical he was. I loved his scissors in his pocket. I like down here. I like this little like rickrack thing going on, even though it's stitched. I mean, I just love it. So I learned a lot when I watched Kyle in that, because he was sharing how like some of these kits, you just get the floss, it's in the back, it's kind of a mess, it's not very fun. But you can tell on many that the floss comes pre-done on the cards. So whether or not, hold on one second here, whether or not I actually utilize this, that it came all like that, and whether or not I use it's kind of like a mushroom fabric that came with it, which I love the color. Absolutely, the color works for me. But the design was easy enough for me to say, I'm going to change all that red to Cupid. I mean, it wasn't one of those that you couldn't play with the colors yourself and not worry about that. I really bought it for the pattern. So I was really excited about that, and I think it's going to be fun to start making some. And I would love, I was telling Linda, I think this might be a birthday start or something. My birthday's in September, but this was something that came in the mail, and I wanted to do something different, absolutely something different, and so I loved that. Okay, I also got the pattern I did, which was the Rudolph's Celebrates. I did in the tray, and my finish is up at Brick City Cross Stitch. This did not come in yet, but I found this shop. It's called the Old Sap Bucket on Etsy. I told y'all that the bottom of that tray I filled with snow, and I wanted something. I have a primitive reindeer, and I knew I wanted to make a display out of it propped up. So I found where she had, and I can make my own. I could have done my own hand embroidery, but I was thinking I would have these back in time, and I didn't when I finished it, but they are awesome. So it's all the reindeer's name hand embroidered. Let me see if I can grab. Okay, so this is what I'm envisioning. It's a little wrinkly right now, but is I would line these up, but Rudolph would be, they're all tea-dyed, there you go. Rudolph would be propped up by that tray. And they're just nice Dobo fillers, you know, or whatever. So it's all the reindeer. I just thought that was super cute. Super, super cute. Loved it. Great shop. They're all nice and tea-dyed and kind of muslin and old looking the way I like it. So I think those are going to be fun. I can use them in the Christmas tree. I can put them wherever. But for sure, Rudolph is going to go by my tray with a carrot and things like that. So the shop is, hold on one second here. She gives you a cold, or a, one second here. the old OLDE sap bucket at Etsy. You see it better like that? Anyways, check her out. It was some really cute stuff. Okay, that was haul. Happy mail. Happy mail. I have to say thank you to Deb of Country Stitchers. She did this pattern by Reflet de Soie, G Legere 1898. I know a lot of you remember her working on it. This pattern has been loved. As you can see, it has seen better days. But she had mentioned when I questioned about doing it, that when she was finished, she would send me the pattern, and she remembered. I mean, so I am so thankful because I have, she sent me this, and I love this pattern so much. And I got a sweet card, and she sent me some cute little cards that came with it, and it has some of her conversions on the back, and I'm just, I can tell you that this will be a 2023 stitch for me. I love this. So that is, it'll be my first Reflet de Soie pattern that I do. And everybody just called it, I think it was the big pear. But I am so thrilled. So it's gonna be fun to get a nice project bag and start collecting the floss and see which ones I want to change. And I mean, Deb's stitching is impeccable. And she also shared how she wanted hers to look just like let me get you the model or the antique. And so around certain letters, she would take a Q-tip, I believe it was a Q-tip in her morning coffee, and she would just trace that letter with that Q-tip so it would get that aged look. I mean, talk about brilliant. And she, you know, when it was all done, I mean, just to me, this was a piece that she definitely triumphed over. Just beautiful. And the house is so gorgeous. The cover doesn't do it justice, I know that, but thank you so much, Deb. Thank you for remembering me. I loved getting that happy mail. I had ordered some floss from Annabella's, and I think I mentioned that to you, but I just I shared this last week with Stitchy Linda, but I just wanted to go ahead and share again how cute her patterns are. This one, definitely got to do some of those. Love that. So those came. Okay, it was so funny because I had so much fun meeting the bougie stitchers at StitchCon. And then after StitchCon, Nancy messaged me and she was like, I forgot to give you our little bag we made. And so she had this adorable bag that she had made, and they had gifted to some people at StitchCon. And it says, you and I are more than friends. We're really like a really small gang. Let me read that again because that did not come out right. You and I are more than friends. We're like a really small gang, which is so true. And then in it, there's like stickers and a really sweet card. But thank you so much, Nancy. It arrived safely, and I can't wait to put some stitchy goodies in there. And the bling is so cute. So I have a pin that I got at StitchCon too that has my name on it with beads. I think it was from Tammy, but I might pin it. I might pin it on there. We'll see. But thank you so much, Nancy. It did arrive, and it's just been a crazy couple weeks, but thank you. It was so sweet. Okay, then I watched this week. One of them that I watched is, I don't know if you all noticed that she has a FlossTube, but you should go watch. They are one of my she's one of my favorite FlossTubers, and it is Judy Whitman, and she is the designer of JBW cross stitch patterns, and she had her things on display at the Annex. I have seen her things in a trunk show before, and I absolutely love listening to her. I get a lot of people that say, "Oh, I love listening to your voice." I don't get that. I get it that everybody says it's, soothing and whatever. One second, I'll take a drink. But I get what you're saying, because that's how I feel when I watch Judy. Judy is an established designer who talks in such a relaxed way and has this beautiful office that she shares, even though she's still very authentic. But she graciously reached out, and she has sent some patterns that I can give away. So what I want to do is not give them away all at once, but I did want to share her patterns. She has a new Christmas ornament book out. So if you know anything about JBW Designs, I know Annie, the proper stitcher, stitches a lot of her circles or in the round or something. But I want to encourage you to go watch her FlossTube, okay? I want you to feel like if you enjoy this here, I know you're going to enjoy her. And she shares some finishing, and she has what I just believe some of them are elegant, but they are pieces that are, you can make them anything you want them to be. And what am I saying with that? Okay, well, some of her ornaments, cross-stitch ornaments she does, you can make them Victorian by the fabric. You can turn them into cute and country by simply changing the fabric to a red gingham. They are, to me, traditional in nature and just something that would go in any house. So at the Annex, when I was there, I remember during StitchCon, I had done the table or the video in the Annex, and Judy commented, and she's was saying how nice it was, and I wanted to mention to her how beautiful her display looked, because I don't know too much about trunk shows. I know I did a trunk show for the twins one time and offered to take my pieces up there. But as far as for me doing a trunk show, I really don't know. I don't know all the ins and outs of being, in any type of a designing arena. I don't claim to. It's a very new walk. So it was, I wanted her to know how lovely it looked, and the tree that was there and all that. So anyways, when I look at hers, I think of pieces that you can make for yourself, for your children, or anything, and definitely go watch some of her FlossTubes. Her home is just, is just lovely, and she's very helpful and supportive in the community. So anyways, I'm going to go through her patterns she sent, and then over time, I am definitely going to stitch some. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to hang on to a few, but then I will make sure that they go right back out. But I will do a giveaway this week, and I'm gonna when I think of Judy Whitman is her last name, I think of Whitman Sampler. I just do. My grandfather would every Christmas go buy several boxes of the Whitman's chocolates and take them to the bank tellers. The good old days, like really the good old days. And he taught me that that's just good customer service. He had a business, and we had a small little bank, Old Kent in Clarkston. They knew me, they knew my family, and he always made sure that those tellers were taken care of. And anybody in town, and the post, person that came in and delivered the mail and all of that. So when I see her name, Judy Whitman, I always think of that. So there's just this huge, she's in Michigan, she has a home in Michigan. There's just this connection. And so anyways, I encourage you to go watch her FlossTube, subscribe to her FlossTube, and I would love you to just use, I'm just going to say, I know this is going to sound silly, but I'm just going to say chocolate is your word, because I think of Whitman's chocolates, of Whitman's sampler, which I have an old sampler box, and I just love it. So chocolate is going to be the giveaway word for this week. Chocolate. As crazy as it sounds. So anyway, I'm going to go through a little pattern parade that she sent so you can see it. This is JBW's little green sleds Now, I love these. Look at that little house. I mean, what's not to love? She tells you, you know, a lot. These are fun. Some of hers are just nice, fun, quick stitches. And yet she still got some great detail in here. So this is one, and this is little green sleds. Here is the color right there. How cute is that, huh? Oh, I love this. I love this, love this. Then she did, these are these in the round, and this is called Love in the Round, and this is the Paris one. Hold on one second here, sorry. This is Paris. And I know Annie has done some of the in the rounds. Now, she also, Judy has done like some nice tutorials on these and ideas for like on the top of a jar. So, and I can tell you, I'm a big one about, see how her ideas, look how nice these pamphlets are. But, you know, I can tell you one of the biggest things for me is being able to read the pattern. I don't want to struggle, and her patterns are really nicely done. And they're nice on this nice little size card. Love that. So that is Love in the Round. Then she has some Seaside series, and this makes me think of Linda because Linda is very nautical. Now I watched, hold on a second here. Stitchy Linda loves nautical things. I'm trying to get the light right. But this is a seashell and a pelican. Love a pelican. But I watched one of her floss tubes where it shares how her finisher, how she did these, and then what it's sitting in and how she put shells on top. Now, how cute is that? So this is the Seaside Series number 2. Great for summer. And then we have kitties in the round. So if you're a cat lover, kitties in the round. I got 4 cats. I don't need any more. But I love them. This is the French hen. I think sometimes she has that little bit of, here's what I'm saying. So you could say this was French country. You can take the name off if you want to. It's French for chicken, la poule. But you can also, to me, very quickly, if you want it to be more country, you can turn that into a red chicken, change your floss color, put some red gingham on the back, and now you've got a really cute little country pillow for in your country kitchen. So I look at hers and I can even see right here, she shared one on the back in red. Love that. Love that. I just think they're versatile, and I really like a design like that. Okay, now these are the ones that have my heart. These are the ones that I saw on the tree, and they are so cute. They just make me think of, I don't know, my child, everything. But these are the Sing a Song of Christmas, and she has many of them. So I don't know if I have them in order or what, but okay. So I have a few of them, but there's lots of them. This one, I love this. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Look at that little stocking. And look at the village at the bottom. I'm trying to get the right color here. So her most recent floss tube, she does a little Christmas and she shows these finished. So I would recommend you go right over to her most recent floss tube and see these in finished form, because then you're going to get a much better idea. And, you know, she shares how, yes, originally these were stitched on like a white or an off-white. You know, you could easily stitch these on the things I like, which would be more like your sage or your summer khaki, and they would show up and just be so adorable. But she got a little red gingham bow on there. Adorable. That is one. This is Sing a Song of Christmas number 7, Little Town of Bethlehem. I saw this. So cute. So I really want you to go look at the stockings. This one was so sweet. This is We Three Kings And the gold was, when you see this one, this gold rouging is so pretty. So pretty. And I like, this is number 2. Here Comes Santa Claus. Love. And I do like, now in this one you can see it's got a little bit more of that mushroom color. Love it. And more of your deeper red. Love that. And she also gives you a little mini tutorial on the best way to get the shape of the stocking. She goes through everything, so it's really, really worth it. If you like stockings, and even if you just have other stockings in your cross-stitch library, it gives you a great idea of how to go about finishing a stocking. And this one is I Saw 3 Ships. Just love them up. Okay, and the last 2 things that she sent are, I mean, so gracious, she does every year a Christmas ornament book. So I know a new one is coming out, and maybe did just get out, but like, here's a picture of her tree with all these little ornaments in it. And then sometimes she'll go back in this book that's just coming out, or new release, and she'll revamp maybe an old one. But each book, it obviously has, it looks like this, and it has these really nice small ornaments. And so let me see here. It has 20 in this one. The patterns are super nice and super easy to read. And obviously, for the most part, I'm gonna flash this real quick, but bam, how fun to sit down, stitch a tree, and make an ornament for somebody. And you can use either your favorite red, or you could use a dyed floss if you wanted some color in it. The other one she sent is Christmas Ornaments 3. Super cute. That snowman was adorable. So let me look here on this one. 20 ornaments in this book. I wanted to, yeah, there's a reindeer collection. Love that. A rocking horse. And a Scandinavian Dala horse, which I was looking for one of those. I do love that. Okay, so giveaway this week is for some of Judy Whitman's JBW Designs patterns that she sent me. I don't really know which ones. I think it'd be one of those things that I'll probably give away like 3 at a time. But thank you so much, Judy. I love your FlossTube. I just think you're super sweet and you're super generous, and it's just a wonderful community when there's people like that in it. So the word is chocolate. Anyways, okay. Wow, I'm at 1 hour and 15 minutes. I didn't even get to the box. So maybe I need to wait on the box. I don't know. Nah, how about we just do some? We'll just do some. We'll just do some. And then I'll save it. But it's hard when you're doing a FlossTube and you're just, I don't have any, there's one time a year, and it's this time, and it's, as soon as I finish my model, then I'll be back to doing other things. But it's hard to be like, what am I going to share? So I would rather share some of these right now, and get you motivated to be stitching between now and Christmas. And that's what Christmas in July is all about. Now, it doesn't include everything. My Lizzie's, or my, Lizzie Kates are over there. Some of my Plum Street are separated, but we'll have a good time. We'll go through. So my first one is Blackberry Lane Designs at Home for Christmas, and I'm gonna have to open it, but I think you noticed I got this not too long ago, and it is this mouse. Whoa. So cute. I will tell you though, I noticed, I believe there's quite a bit of confetti stitching in here. Yeah, a little bit. So, but I mean, he's adorable, absolutely adorable. You're gonna get a good variety. And what I do is I have these boxes that I keep by theme. And eventually what I have right now is Christmas and winter together, and then eventually when I get too much of one, I'll split it apart and have a winter and a Christmas box. So it's just kind of how I do things if I don't have it broken up by design or whatever. It's just easy for me to know all my Christmas stuff is in one place. This is Just Nan's gingerbread reindeer mouse. It's got the charms, and I really would love to try a mouse. And I know, I'm not sure if this was an eBay purchase or if it was from down Sunshine Lane. But I would love to try a mouse. This is Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread, Merry Old Soul. I would love to get him. There's so many. Okay, I just picked up 2 more, but I wanted to join from Nashville the Mouse Capades by Luminous Fiber Arts, which there now are, let me see here, I have 1. Let's go through them this way. There's this one, number 1. This is number 2. I used to ski at Pine Knob. I'm not a very coordinated person. You know, I didn't do a lot of sports, but I did ski and I did love that. So that's cute. Oh, those were, so the first 2 came out, but then recently I shared with you last week that her next 2 came out. So this is Mouse Capades 3. And Reindeer Games 4. So cute. So cute. So I don't know, I have my fabric. I have a little bit of the called for fabric. And I would love to get a start if at all possible. But they're so cute. Let's see if I can fit some of these in. Okay. I also have Love, Sue Hillis. Last year put out a 4-part series, and it is the North Pole, Chamber of Commerce, and this, I'm gonna start with this one. I saw these FFO'd at StitchCon, and she had them FFO'd separately, and I loved that. So they had matching frames, but I love the fact that they were done separately. So I know for a fact I'm gonna start with this one. Somewhere in here must be the other one, but these down here, these reindeer, I'm not sure I'm gonna do that one. I wanted to have the whole set, but I'm definitely I'm looking for Mrs. Claus. This one for sure, and then I think it's this one, the gingerbread. So I'm excited for those, but I did like that when they were finished by themselves. And then as you could do 1 a year, and as you get them, you could still hang them together, but I really liked that idea. Okay, this is Stacy Nash Primitives Mary Mary, the pin keep. I love this. I know Linda and I'll probably be stitching that one together. I like that. Okay, this one is, oh, I thought I had a different one with the sleigh. This is by UB Designs, and I think it's just reindeer, I can't quite tell. This is that Krustisch Muster, but it goes along with the same stitch that I was doing. It was called Merry Christmas, and it was for Linda's birthday start, which, by the way, we've got nothing accomplished. Chris Leedy has done a phenomenal job on getting some progress on hers. So I just love these guys' little legs. So cute. Okay, this year there will be berries in my holiday. I have never done a strawberry, but by the end of the year, it's a goal. It's a bucket list, a stitchy bucket list, but I really love this Saint Nick berry. And I also got by the Tralala, this one as well. So somehow, some way, some berries are getting done. I have this one by Erica Michaels, so they could stay out for winter. And I shared this not too long ago, so I won't say too much, but I found this on eBay. It was just a heart and hand, but I really liked that guy. I really like that, and it's got everything you need. So I kind of think he'll be a fun stitch. This I got last year when it came out immediately and downloaded by Samplers and Stitches, Christmas morning. Now, I love this. And when I saw it stitched, oh gosh, really so pretty. So this was on Etsy, Samplers and Stitches, and it has a beautiful color pattern. I loved that. So this is going to be an enjoyable one to stitch. Okay. This is an older one by Brenda Gervais, and I believe you have to get it at her online store, Country Stitches Online. It's called Christmas Cottage, and I fell in love with this. It's like one of your cut-throughs, but super cute. And I just know there's some this Christmas that I want to definitely get a start on. I'd love to have a finish of this, but look at that little primitive Christmas tree, and I love Santa by the Fireplace. So that is called Christmas Cottage. Love it. Okay, Brenda Gervais, Mice Plum Pudding. Totally need to get started on that. Really cute. When Santa's Away, Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. Love this boot here. That is so cute. How can you not love these stuff? This is Plum Street Hello Winter. Like the sheep. I'm trying to not take all these out since we're at an hour and 22 minutes. Okay, Teresa Kogut, love this one. This is Joyful Scene. Love that Santa. So cute. Oh, here's where I did that small from. This is Scissortail Designs, Winter Whimsies. That's what our Sal was. That is where this guy came from, and I probably should have done him in blue, but so I did this one. So I could add another one this year. But, I mean, I'm not sorry I did the green, but they look really pretty in the blue. So that is Scissortail Designs. That was a thing that we had done. Okay, this is by Stitches Through the Years, Silent Night. I thought that was really pretty. This is, you can go to Etsy to download. And I believe I was thinking of just doing the inside. Just that, for something small. And if I look at the pattern, it's a color pattern. Super nice to read. And I mean, the border isn't that bad. It really isn't that bad. It's kind of, I just haven't looked at the stitch count, but I loved that reindeer right there. So pretty. Molly Mitchell, 1865. This is one that I actually have almost, like, I could get going on it soon. But this is by Sub Rosa from 2015. And this is a Christmas sampler. I loved this girl in the dress. I'm trying to get it so you can see the light. It's, one second here. It's got a fireplace, a berry bowl, a pretty tree. I mean, she's got a really pretty dress on, and the pattern is really nicely done in color, and I just know I would love to stitch on something like that. Maybe in November when you're starting to get your Christmas decor out, because I don't think it'd be a long stitch, and I have the fabric all ready for that. So, unless I change my mind. Sorry about that. So, I really like that. I've had it for a while. Okay, I also have, and oh, who is stitching this right now? I know somebody's stitching this right now, and it is, every time you see it, it's just takes your breath away. It's so cute. It says by Cottage Garden, it's snow time. And hopefully soon I can get another box that's just winter related and start putting the ones aside that, you know, can be winter. I don't have much what I consider to be just winter. So I'm working on that, but I love this guy. And I can't think of it. Somebody I know is stitching them and doing really good. Okay, this is another Cottage Garden, and this is Christmas Delivery. Just beautiful. I mean, and this is, you know, this is me trying to make this sleigh this way, and I didn't do so hot with it, but when I see a sleigh, I think of it in the deep red with the filigree. That is just gorgeous. And I love the cardinal. Ooh, maybe Chris at Hollis Hands Creates, maybe she wants to do this one with me. We were going to do another cardinal stitch, but anyways, I love that. Okay, Souvenirs of the Heart, Brenda Gervais, cute as a button. Totally need to do that. Totally need to do that. And this is on 28 count mushroom, one strand over 1/1. I just gotta figure out how to do that good. I also have a Cup of Christmas Cheer. I really want to do this one. Every time I see somebody start it, I get all excited, and I know I have it. I've seen people do a lot of different things with him, but anyway, so that is With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais, Cup of Christmas Cheer. So cute for your cocoa bar and anything else. A Magic Little Christmas, Heart in Hand, and I got to meet Cecilia at StitchCon. Absolutely lovely, lovely lady, lovely family. Anyway, so Heart in Hand. I have all of these patchwork ones. I have the sheep as well, and I think there's a crow, but either way, this is Cecilia Turner of Heart in Hand, and I like him. He's so cute. Okay. Oh, Come All Ye Faithful, Abby Rose Designs. Nice little small. Really cute. Okay, I fell in love with this one last year. It's called Lantern Lane, and if you don't see it, this does not do it justice. Lantern Lane is absolutely gorgeous when you see it stitched. That house and those lights are just superb. I would probably stitch this and probably wouldn't want to take it down. So nice. Okay, Homespun Elegance. I have a few of these Santas, and I really like Homespun Elegance as well. So this is Sandra Sullivan, 2019. I think it's what does it say? Dapper Santa? Yeah, Dapper Santa. And I just need to get doing these smalls. I just need to crack them out. This is another one. This is the 2013 Santa Ornament Merry Merry Soul. How prim and cute is that? It says Giver of Goodies. Okay, and this is another one. This one is Stitching Joy 2010 Santa Ornament. Stitching Joy, and it has those little scissors. All right, I have a Lizzie Kate kit that I shared a while back that I got off eBay. And I think it's stitched in wool, but everything came with it, including the dark fabric. I'm not sure what part I'll change. Sometimes I actually, to be honest, think about, I just want to do him. I don't know why. Like, that's the part I like. I mean, I don't know. I hate to do that to the stuff I had, but you gotta do what you like. I love this. This was a recent one, 2021 Flag Waving Santa. He's awesome. Okay, stitching with the house. I'm almost at the end. I might as well just finish this and we'll have a long floss tube. But hope I inspired you with some good Christmas stuff. A Christmas Palooza, I should say. This is Stitching with the Housewives, and this is Claus Christmas. Now, I tend to like stitching her Santas separate, and then her Mrs. Claus. I'm trying to avoid that glare. But I did see this stitched really cutely all together, so I probably will do that. But I always love her characters, like how she gets them in this nice smaller shape. So anyways, that is Claus Christmas. Love that. Stitching with the Housewives. This is Santa's Cookies. This was one I downloaded, Santa's Cookies with gingerbread. So nice quick one. Santa's Cookies. I definitely want to do the gingerbread cookies ones. I have watched so many of you stitch this last year. I think it might have been a Sal. I completely agree with what I want to do is the recipe only and drop it off from here. I want to say Lovin's stitched this. I mean, she does a lot of stitching with the Housewives, and if you want to see some great finishes for stitching with the Housewives, you know, I love her finishes. So that's Lovin's Stitchin', but I believe that she may have done just the recipe only too, but that's what I would do with that. So I could put it with my Cocoa Barn stuff. Okay, then, okay, here. This was the pillow, and it was by Cherry Hill Stitchery, and this was the one I did. So here's the actual pattern. And it is called Jingle All the Way, and you will see the difference in the sleigh. The sleigh definitely needs to be green. Love what I did, no problem. But, so that's what this is, Cherry Hill Stitchery. Love her. And while I'm here, I also have the little tiny Mrs. Claus. Hold on one second. Is she here? Yes. Some of these, when you get them off Etsy, they don't have a cover. Okay, but here we go. This will help. The little tiny Mrs. Claus with the hutch that I did is ellisandhiggs.com. I knew it was something different. You need to go to ellisandhiggs.com. And I will tell you, the pattern is super easy to read, quick, and she does, I think she does quilting and stuff too. But anyways, Ellis and Higgs, ellisandhiggs.com, ELLIS and HIGGS, Ellis and Higgs. Super cute, super fast. Okay, I had another Homespun Elegance. This is the Merry Noel Sampler Santa. I believe this one might have been my mom's, but I love this. He is so good. Merry Noel. That was the big one. I would love to do the Cherry Hill Stitchery this year of Have a Cup of Cheer. And this was a Sal real quick. I know Becca of Sambry Stitches did it. That is so cute. So Cherry Hill Stitchery, Have a Cup of Cheer, and totally need that this year. This would be nice when you just, I like stitching letters. So, okay. And I know last year, I love Santa in his pajamas. I don't know why, but I do. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't fold it, but I downloaded Ho Ho Ho. This is last year, and it is Stitching with the Housewives, and I love him in his pajamas. So cute. We're almost there, I promise. Calico Confectionery. It's called Ginger and Spice, and it was another download. Hold on one second here. Okay. I want to make them like this. So, at least that was originally what I thought. I wanted to do one of these, the lighter, to stick inside one of my bowls. So, but that is Calico Confectionery, and it is Ginger and Spice. And again, they have really nice patterns, download really nice. This one is not in color, but it's a pretty big size pattern, so it's not a problem. Let's see here, that one doesn't belong in here. Okay, this is by Doreen Jones, D-U-R-E-N-E, Jones cross stitch. Merry Christmas, and hold on one second here. I loved this one. Loved his reindeer legs. This one. Oh gosh, I should leave this out. Look at that reindeer's legs. So that's Doreen Jones. Look at that mouse. Really cute. Really cute. Doreen Jones cross stitch. And this was from 2021. So, love that. Okay, Primrose Cottage Stitches. This was adorable and a nice, fun little one. I'm down to just my paper ones. Just Merry Christmas. How fun. Just sit down and grab your threads and go. Let me see the pattern. Primrose Cottages, Merry Christmas. The stitch count is on 32. It is 5 inches by 1 inch. I mean, fun and quick, and just grab your own thread choices, you know, of your Christmas colors. But that's so cute. Last year, Whilst Iris Snaps, who I love her samplers, put out a fabulous gingerbread design. Hold on one second here. I don't want to get it mixed up. Okay. Anyway, so I had to get that. So this is Whilst Iris Snaps. Color is so awesome, and it's called G is for gingerbread. And I know you can get these little charms, this G. You can get those at Hobby Lobby. Okay. Calico Confectionery, Old Father Christmas 1838. I saw, made by Michelle McGraw, stitch this, and it is awesome. The picture did not do it justice at all. He is so good. Love that. I love that so much. Okay. Then I have this one, Before to Flight by Twin Peak Primitives, with those crazy little reindeer with their eyes peeking up at Santa. Now I have a lot more of their Christmas ones, but they're not in this box, so luckily I have time to share more. And I also last year got their Christmas ornament book that they had. So I think that is it, except I did join, I think both Becca and I joined them, Forbidden Fiber Company, and they did a Candy Cane Wishes, and it was like a little, everything that came in a little baggie. But you got that, and you got the floss from Forbidden Fiber Company. You got everything with it So, and the linen spearmint. So, there's a lot of fun stuff in here, but this was one of their, like a little bit of a, I think a gingerbread, like a mystery thing, and you got it in a bag and you got everything together. So I am at an hour and 40 minutes, and I thought I wasn't gonna have so much because I didn't have any of my whips. So thank you if you stuck through this Christmas Palooza. That's what I'm probably gonna call this video, because it was some of my FFOs, it was everything. Please, if you're so inclined, I would love for you to go out and add Scarecrow Matilda to your cross-stitch library. I will be making that donation as soon as I hit 300. Please be careful with hackers out there, and support those that, you know, that have, like you did, make sure that as soon as you see something, you say something and you spread the word. I would have felt terrible if anybody would have ended up investing any money into Bitcoin. I am so thankful. I would have just felt terrible. But I hope that you go through this week with a smile on your face, and you have Christmas stitching in your hand, and I will be model stitching probably, you know, all the way through the week, and it's just really coming together. And I know, even though I want to sometimes stop and pick up something else, when I'm all done and I can share with you what has been designed for you by Twin Peak Primitives and stitched and ultimately shared, I'm going to be so thankful that I held off. And you know what, maybe I'll just do Christmas in August and just plow out a bunch of smalls. But either way, I am so thankful that you're here. I'm thankful if you spent this whole time. Don't forget about the giveaway, and you need to be 18, you know, because you have to be able to give me your address, and you know all the rules by now. And so anyways, have a great week, everybody. I am going to celebrate my oldest daughter's 27th birthday this afternoon with some pie and see my grandkids, and just have some family time. So I love you all. I thank you so much for just subscribing and liking and commenting and sharing on my FlossTube channel. This stitchy journey is something like nothing I ever imagined. So you are a huge part of it, because without you, there'd be no channel. Love you guys, and hey, don't forget to floss. Bye guys.